victories, including 35 knockouts with 7 defeats. In 3 different divisions, he is the 5-time future Hall of Fame world champion, damas y caballeros de la zona norte, Tijuana, México, la leyenda, Erik, el terrible
And Zaragoza slaps his glove in congratulations.
Respirando. Respira, otra vez sigue tirando abajo.
Again, throwing the body, you did well. The fight is yours. The fight is yours. You gotta throw with a whole heart.
Los brazos. Otra vez.
Watch as Morales now showing youth, patience. The body punch, that right hand, made Zaragoza take an account.
That was a well-chosen body shot by Morales. And you heard assistant trainer Miguel Diaz going at Morales in the corner between rounds, challenging him. It's your fight. Don't let it out of your control.
Well, Zaragoza said El Paso is a good town to die in, meaning to end his career. We'll see whether he can breathe some life into himself in these last 2 rounds.
Long night in a border town for the man who has spent his career fighting all over the world.
These are going to be 2 of the longest rounds of his career.
22nd title fight for Daniel Zaragoza. He's seen it all and then some. He'll need a miracle in the last couple of rounds, it now appears, to avert defeat at the hands of young Erik Morales.
Oh, that was another body shot that hurt him bad.
The body shots have been ripping Zaragoza apart these last couple of rounds, but the courage stays intact. The heart is still there.
Yeah, he wants to go out like a champion.
Muchos huevos in this fight. No knockdown, says Cole. Most of the crowd pulling for the Zaragoza comeback. Another hard right hand uppercut by Erik Morales.
That punch has been getting to Daniel all night.
From about the 7th round on, virtually every uppercut seems to have landed, and a lot of them with authority. Erik Morales very calm as he closes in on the biggest victory of his professional career. 26-0 is the young man whose father didn't want him to follow in his footsteps and become a pro fighter.
He can't get careless here, though.
If ever a fighter had the presence to play possum, it might be Zaragoza. But he is hurting badly from the body punishment and the uppercuts in these past couple of rounds.
Yes, he is, but I don't really think Zaragoza can hurt Morales, because when he hit him with his good shots early in the fight, they had no effect on Morales.
That's true. We'll find out if he keeps landing like that.
This kid Morales has fought a very intelligent fight tonight. Oh.
Right there.
Straight right hand to the body.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
This really isn't the sad death of a king so much as the passing of the torch to a new generation.
Zaragoza totally unable to handle the body shots of Erik Morales, and Morales once he found a way to Zaragoza's ribcage in the 10th and 11th rounds, was able to put the fight away.
Yes, he was, and that was a superb performance by a young, very, very smart fighter.
How would you rate Morales against the likes of Junior Jones and Barrera?
Well, I think he needs a little bit more experience to fight a fighter such as Junior Jones. Junior Jones right now is the best super bantamweight out right now. He's very strong, he's fast, he's experienced, and he's the type of guy that you can't make mistakes and get caught with the big shots early.
What about Marco Antonio Barrera, beaten twice by Junior Jones, but invincible against other fighters?
That would be a good fight for Morales. A very good fight for Morales.
I doubt seriously that they'll take it. But there you see, it was a right hand again to the body, a vicious right hand. And here's an interesting thing, fellas. The greatest champion, the legend of all legends of Mexican fighters, really is Ruben Olivares. And Ruben Olivares is one of the men in the corner of Morales who has taught him to body punch.
Yep, he helped to inspire Morales for the fight and also worked technically with him to improve his attack to the body, and that in the end was the difference in the bout. That last straight right hand seemed to land right on the solar plexus. Let's go up to Michael Buffer now for the official particulars on Morales' championship
Ladies and
victory.
gentlemen, referee Lawrence Cole calls a halt to the bout. 2 minutes, 59 seconds of round number 11. The winner by knockout victory and new WBC Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Erik Morales.
2:59 of the 11th round. Zaragoza could not, incidentally, have been saved by the bell if the count had extended beyond it. First championship fight here in El Paso in more than 7 years, and what a brilliant bout it was. How did you have it scored through 11, Harold?
Jim, 96-92, 6 rounds to 4. Erik Morales, he had a commanding 4-point lead on my card going into the 11th. There was no way Zaragoza could win this fight unless he scored a knockout, and it was obvious to me he was in no position to score a knockout. So had it gone through the 12 rounds, in my mind there was no doubt that Erik Morales would have won the fight.
And now Larry Merchant stands by with the winner.
Thank you, fellas. Erik, congratulations. You think your father will now let you be a prize fighter?
¿Tú crees que tu papá hoy en día te dejaría ser peleador?
Yo creo que sí.
He thinks so.
What won the fight for you tonight? Was it your youth? Were you being patient with him because you thought he would get tired in the later rounds?
¿Qué ganó la pelea para ti esta noche? ¿Tu paciencia, tu juventud o tú creías que se iba a cansar a lo último?
Yo creo que mi paciencia, el estar aguantándole tantos golpes, contragolpeándolo
and then he was counter-punching.
y haciendo caso a mi esquina. Yo sabía que tarde o temprano iba a acabar y además yo pienso que iba arriba en la pelea en los puntos.
And he always thought he was ahead on the card.
Did he hurt you with any of those looping punches?
¿Te hirió alguna vez? ¿Te dolió con esas manos voladas que tiró?
No, solo golpes que me dio en la parte de la cabeza, pero en realidad los golpes que me dieron, no, aunque pues no pega realmente, es un pegador.
He's not a hard puncher.
Solo abrumar.
Yeah, it looked real hard, but it didn't hurt him because he's not really a good puncher.
I mentioned on the air during the late rounds that you had credited Ruben Olivares with helping you with the body punches. Was that the decisive factor for you tonight?
Él mencionó que en los últimos rounds que Olivares te estaba ayudando porque el hombre se cansaba. Eso fue los golpes a la barriga te ayudaron mucho.
Yo creo que sí, los golpes es todo sabido, es sabido por todo el público, por toda la gente del ámbito boxístico y la gente que ve la televisión, que Daniel Zaragoza en sus últimas peleas no ha aguantado en los golpes al estómago, mucho menos en los últimos rounds. Yo creo que eso ya estaba muy bien estudiado y gracias a Dios dio resultado.
We knew because Zaragoza in the last few fights was getting weaker in the last rounds, and we figured if we go to the body we would stop him.
Thank you very much, and congratulations again. All right, Jim, back to you.
All right, Larry, let's quickly take a look at a punch stat profile of what happened in the bout. CompuBox telling us that in total punches, Morales threw 40 more than Zaragoza. He landed 122 punches more than Zaragoza. Huge margin in connect percentage, and the overwhelming bulk of that margin came in power punches. Yet, nevertheless, going into the last 2 rounds, Zaragoza had a chance to win the fight on the scorecards. In fact, as you look at jabs in the bout, it's pretty stunning that Zaragoza, landing only 13 out of 185 jabs, was within a point on one of the 3 scorecards, was ahead by 2 points on the scorecard of veteran judge Tommy Kasmarek, and still had a chance, had he pulled out those last 2 rounds, to salvage the bout. Pretty stunning to this observer's eyes. Let's go back to Larry Merchant with the loser, Daniel Zaragoza.
All right, thank you. Daniel, was he stronger than you suspected?
No, más rápido.
Much quicker,
Más
faster,
rápido y buena técnica.
and good technician.
And did you run out of gas at the end, and was that why he was able to hurt you to the body?
Se te acabó la gasolina último, por eso fue que él pudo golpearte la barriga.
Me alcanzó un poco más fácil. Desafortunadamente lo conecté muy bien por ahí del cuarto round, y creí que con un solo golpe podía acabar.
Yeah, definitely. At the end, he got me real good. I was trying to weaken him and get him from the beginning, but I wasn't able to put him away early.
¿Y qué creen? Lo reté.
He challenged him.
Is this the end of the road then, Daniel Zaragoza?
Definitivamente sí. Definitivamente sí. Si hoy me faltó un poco de pierna, de brazo, mañana me va a faltar un poco más de las dos.
Today he needed the legs weren't there and the punch wasn't there. Tomorrow will be worse. I think this is it.
You have certainly given your heart and your passion to this game all of these years. Can you have nothing left after giving so much?
Tú le has dado tanto a esto en tu carrera, tu pasión, tu corazón, que te queda algo o ya no te queda nada.
¿Algo de qué?
De valor, de corazón, de energía. Ya tú crees que tú figuras que es lo último, ¿verdad?
Con todo el respeto que ustedes me merecen, soy todo un hombre y me siento capaz. Pero la lógica me dice, vete.
Yeah, logic says to leave. He would love to stay because he's still a warrior. He still can go on, but it doesn't seem like at his age it's as logic for him to leave now.
Thank you for being you, Daniel.
Come on, let me work this.
Respira duro.
Deep breath.
Estira las piernas.
Okay, stretch your legs out.
We got it, yeah.
Que no se diga que se quedó. No, échele todo.
Okay, give it all you got. This is the end.
Ya está bien cansado.
He's tired.
Sube tus manos y mueve la cintura. Pasos laterales. Vamos.
Está todo,
You gotta give it all.
La distancia.
Yeah, keep your distance.
Ya está ganado, pero trabaja la distancia.
The way this fight began, you wouldn't have given a plug nickel for the chance we were going to be watching these 2 guys enter the 12th. I mean, this began with fireworks in the first, fireworks in the second. Very rough fight.
Whoa, right hand came alive once.
And again.
He saved it for the last round.
Streaming from Morales' right eye now. Chavez landed a left hook there.
You may have seen momentarily how Chavez shook his right hand.
Yep.
Last round he said, I can do it. He's a brave man, that's Chavez.
Hey, Chavez is a famous fighting name, incidentally. And on the undercard tonight, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. got his 5th consecutive professional win. 18 years old, his daddy was in the corner.
Here's the guy, Morales. How many fights can he still have in him like this?
What do you think, George? Has he unnecessarily shortened his career with his style?
Too many fights, hard fight. I'm going to sit down here and enjoy one of the best fights I've seen in a long time. And last minute.
We wanted to make a good one for you, George.
This was good.
This is the 47th fight of Erik Morales' career. He's still only 27, but a lot of them have been knocked down, drag-out battles like this. Still, the resilient warrior hangs in and shows his courage, his competitiveness, and his toughness as he tries to finish out an apparent win over a determined, courageous, won't take no for an answer, Jesus Chavez.
I would just like for my last fight to be an excellent job by the judges as well.
Would that mean a close unanimous decision for Erik Morales?
I just want a good call.
Crowd loves it in the MGM Grand. Everybody up. A salute to two fighters who have put on a tremendous show. Just a great, great fight. Marked by Jesus Chavez. Courageous effort, fighting the last half of the fight with one hand. And a big rally down the stretch by Erik Morales.
Chavez cannot even raise up both hands, Chavez.
It was a solid win for the former featherweight Morales as he moved up in weight, but it by no means suggests that he's going to be as dominant in the lightweight divisions as he was in the featherweight divisions. If he's going to fight the likes of Corrales and Casamayor, and then go up into the lightweights, he will have his work cut out for him.
He's going to need to box more, isn't he, George? I mean, can he risk his body this much, going up to 30 and 35?
Boy, he's taking too many beatings. He's given a lot, but he's taking too much. But I still believe he can go in with anyone.
Harold, how do you have it at the end of the finish of the fight?
Okay, Jim. 116, 110, 8 rounds to 4. Erik El Terrible Morales. Jesus Chavez, a beautiful, gallant effort, fought with one hand from the 8th round on. I thought he did enough, certainly, to pull out rounds 8 and 11, at least with that left to the body. But, you know, you're fighting at a terrible disadvantage with only one arm. Erik Morales, on the other hand, very sharp with the uppercut, very sharp with the overhand right. He looks busted up, but he lands the sharpest shots. 116, 110, Morales.
All right, let's take a look at the 3 judges who will be scoring the fight. Bert Clements from Nevada, and he was one of the scorers who had Erik Morales quite correctly beating Paulie Ayala about a year and a half ago. John Keane from England. He was one of the judges who scored Corey Spinks, a clear winner in December 13 in Atlantic City against Ricardo Mayorga, one of the bigger upsets toward the end of the year, and Daniel van de Wiele of Belgium. And you can see that he was a scorer in the Staples Center in Los Angeles. The fight, Korea's Im Jin-chi against Erik Morales. Scored it for Morales. Very tough fight. That scorecard in line with all others. Now let's go to ring announcer Michael Buffer and find out the scores for this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the MGM Grand of Las Vegas has a glorious tradition of great moments in boxing history, and tonight was no exception. A round of applause for these two 130-pound warriors in this ring here tonight. We go to the scorecards. Bert Clements scores it 118 to 108. David Vanderveel 117 to 109. John Keane 115 to 112. All for the winner by unanimous decision. Now a 3-time world champion de la Zona Norte, Tijuana, Mexico, Erik El Terrible Morales.
So Morales gets the win on 2 of the scorecards by a slightly wider score than might have been expected. 115-112 by English judge John Keane. That sounds more in keeping with the fight that we saw.
And I'm happy. My last boxing match, an honest decision. I think I'm really thankful and happy.
Very nice. They did it for you, George.
They did. They did.
And here's the last punch stat that George Foreman will observe as a commentator. Chavez landing 204 out of 788. Morales landing 49 punches more, throwing 68 punches more, connecting at a slightly higher percentage. Power shots, George. Your stock in trade. Chavez 119 out of 351. Morales landing 54 more, throwing 207 more power shots, and that's a little surprising when you consider how active Chavez was through the second half of the fight, even with only one arm. Chavez landing at the slightly higher connect percentage. Let's go to Larry Merchant with the new 130-pound titleist, Erik Morales.
Thank you very much, Jim. First, Julio Cesar Chavez just put this belt around your waist. You and he are the only...
Movements is what's going to help you. You got to throw a lot of punches. Marco, you're good. You're better than he is.
All right, seconds out.
In round 11, Marco Antonio Barrera put his superior accuracy to work again. Morales seemingly slowed by the cut right eye, landed only 20 of 60 punches. Barrera 33 of 53, including 31 of 45 power shots. 3 rounds to go now in what has been a truly great fight between warriors who must respect each other for what they've done. Erik Morales has never lost a fight. Marco Antonio Barrera has never wanted one more. On Harold Letterman's card, if Barrera stands up, he wins.
On my card, the winner of this round will win the fight.
And I'm with you. I think it's the kind of fight where the winner of the 12th round is going to deserve to win the fight. We're closing the show. Hard right hand by Morales.
Step back, step back.
One more show of energy from Morales, who's up and bouncing again.
Greg, step back in there, step back, step back.
Throughout the night, usually when Morales has stepped up to bounce and look to land his big right hand, Barrera has answered that with left hooks to the body. Barrera going forward, pins Morales in the corner, they trade again. Neither man with a huge advantage through the first 2 minutes of the 12th. What will the last minute bring? Crowd nervously expectant as they root for their respective warriors.
Greg, don't punch it, don't punch, Greg, step back in there.
Touched by Barrera, and Morales is wobbled. Morales using the ropes to steady himself, almost went down.
The ropes, Jim, and his heart.
And there's the first knockdown of Erik Morales' career. And that could be the difference in the fight. That could be the difference in the fight.
I didn't see the punch that
a little
caused
left
that
hand
knockdown.
inside.
Now Morales knows he's got to do something dramatic right back, and he's only got 15 seconds to do it. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a fight!
I think Barrera won it. I think Barrera won it. A brilliant 12th round performance by Marco Antonio Barrera. Fabulous fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please, for 2 fighters at 122 pounds that fought their hearts out here at the Mandalay Bay of Las Vegas. We go to the scorecards and we have a split decision. Dwayne Ford scores the bout, 114 to 113 for Barrera. Harold Castellano scores the bout, 114 to 113 for Morales. And Dalby Shirley scores the bout, 115 to 112 for the unified champion by split decision, Testononotre, Tijuana, Mexico, Erik Terrible Morales.
So the crowd reacts to the split decision in favor of Erik Morales. As usual, there is no facial expression from Marco Antonio Barrera to betray his emotions, although right there, I think you can begin to see his disappointment. Harold Letterman, what about three judges who saw it that way?
Dead even, 5-5-1.
And Harold Letterman, I would think, probably has Morales ahead by a point. Show us, Harold, what you got.
Okay, Jim, you're absolutely right. 105, 104, 6 rounds to 5, Erik Morales. Jim, I'll tell you, I'll never know why in round 11, Erik Morales laid on the ropes and let GUTI ESPADAS pound him to death in the body. I mean, he's the challenger. If he gets a draw, it's as good as a win for GUTI ESPADAS. He's the champion. He would retain the title. I tell you, Jim, this fight is very, very close. Erik Morales must win this round without doubt. He's got to move his hands. GUTI, the reason he's behind is he was just too lackadaisical throughout the fight, didn't throw enough.
And you heard GUTI ESPADAS' corner telling him he needs a knockout in the fight. I'm surprised by that, Manny. I think I'd have told GUTI, go win the round.
That's correct, and still it's amazing he's still too lackadaisical and relaxed. He's been able to make Morales miss, but nevertheless he's never picked up the pace. And for the most part, the fight has really been determined by the fact that he's actually just too lackadaisical. Not so much that Morales has been that effective, but he's been busier. And normally, closing the show, the guy with the faster hands normally can pull the fight out. But for whatever reason, Morales has been unable to hit him this round.
Maybe ESPADAS is thinking that
that's the first solid blow that was landed by ESPADAS.
That's right. 25, minute 25 into the round. Maybe ESPADAS is thinking the old theory that I'm the champion, he's going to have to come and get me.
I don't think so.
But in commercial and marketing terms, it's Morales is the champion here.
Definitely.
Regardless of who has the belt.
Well, he knows the situation. He's getting half as much money as Morales. Morales has fought here many times. He's the favorite. ESPADAS knows that he's not in a normal championship situation.
Yes, but nevertheless, he should still pick up his pace.
Big right hand by ESPADAS. Morales drops his hand. ESPADAS steps in and cracks him again.
Seemingly he hurt Morales with that too.
It is ESPADAS who's making the action in the 12th round as Morales walks around backward and looks at it.
Landed a very good left hand in close quarters.
And ESPADAS races across the ring to scrape Morales again as Erik walks around with his hands at his waist. I think Morales is exhausted. A seemingly undertrained Erik Morales in severe danger of losing his foothold in the featherweight division right off the bat before he ever gets a shot at the Prince. What a letdown that would be for him.
Well, he definitely has lost his fight. Vince is virtually on the verge of doing 8 1/2 to 10 rounds.
Well, let's remember, he did get the verdict over Barrera.
In the 12th round, ESPADAS dominated what action there was.
I gave the fight to ESPADAS.
On Larry Merchant's scorecard, ESPADAS is a winner. On Harold Letterman's scorecard, I think it's probably a draw. 6 rounds apiece.
Which makes ESPADAS a winner as the champion.
And how do the 3 official judges have it? This is nervous time for all the people in the house who bet Erik Morales into a 7-1 favorites role.
And but let's remember, Morales is the house fighter.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Most ringside observers thought that he had lost the Barrera fight, that he wound up getting the split decision there. Let's see what happens this time. about them on your final card.
Okay, Chip. As you said, 114, 6 rounds apiece without question, a draw. The last round, Guti Espadas rattled Erik Morales early on with a solid right hand. And you have to tell you the truth, from there on in, Espadas won the round easily. If you look at my scorecard, from rounds 8 to 12, Guti Espadas wins 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5 rounds.
This is what happened. We put it.
A certain nearby observer has the draw ballot in the office pool, which of course provides no reward, for fun only. But you know, I know you'd get a huge kick out of that, Manny, if your little draw ballot was the right one, huh? We'd all pat you on the back and wait to see who draws the right number next week.
I would be very surprised.
Well, I don't think this will be a draw, but it certainly could easily be. I mean, it was a fight in which I don't think either fighter is going to put this in a time capsule and say, that's one of my great performances. I want you to see what I did in this fight. Because it was a questionable output on both sides. But Espadas winning 4 of the last 5 rounds on Letterman's card, and what a damaging black mark that is against Morales' career at this moment, even if he pulls out a win.
Even if he pulls out a win, particularly having the controversial win over Barrera, and then this year fight right when he's right here close to being in a big mega $1 million fight with the winner of the Barrera-Hamed fight, it does not do him any good in terms of his market value.
The CompuBox numbers at the end of the fight are going to favor Espadas, and by fairly solid margins as the result of Morales' inactivity down the stretch. And now Michael Buffer has the story to tell. So let's go see Michael Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. Jerry Roth scores the bout 116 to 112. Dick Flaherty has it 115 to 113. And Dave Harris scores it 116 to 112. All for the winner by unanimous decision and new undefeated WBC featherweight champion of the world, de Tijuana, Mexico, Erik El Terrible Morales.
Well, you hear the boos, and you heard the scoring margins, and now here is the opposite side of that story. In a fight in which Morales gets a unanimous decision by a fairly substantial margin, Espadas, by CompuBox numbers, landed 62 more punches, threw 39 more punches, and landed at a higher connect percentage. This is when the cynical viewer says, what fight were the announcers watching? I would say, what fight were the judges watching?
Well, I definitely felt that the decision was not a fair decision. I thought the last round was virtually almost a knockdown. And I thought that Espada crushed the fight all the way. It should have been definitely a much better decision.
How could it have been a unanimous decision by a margin like that? Hard to figure. Here's Larry Merchant.
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Erik.
De lo que es una
Ulises Solís es un...
Pues sí, y la mujer de Canelo Álvarez, que es una modelo de cine, y Ulises Solís, que es uno muy chiquitito.
Claro.
Debe tener mucha gracia el hombre.
Sí,
el caso es que Archie Solís, según las
lo que
Radio Macuto, parece que le tiraba los tejos y
no,
Saúl,
eso dicen que sí, el caso es que le puede costar un disgusto al Canelo. En fin, nos vamos al 10º round de CAVEZ. En juego la corona mundial, amigos del box, corona mundial sancionada por el CMB, el Consejo Mundial de Boxeo, del peso superligero. Intenta la 4ª corona el tricampeón mundial Erik el Terrible Morales. Ahí se ha dirigido a Kenny Bayless. Erik Morales enfrente el invicto, 22 combates, 22 victorias, tan solo un empate, un combate nulo, del demoledor Pablo César Cano, que intenta hoy, en lo que es la pelea sin duda más difícil de su carrera como profesional, vamos, teñirse el cinturón verde del Consejo del peso superligero. Lo tiene muy complicado. ¡Qué buena! La derecha ahora de Cano.
Claro, Cano si quiere ganar la pelea tiene que irse adelante, tiene que llevar el
iniciativa. Es que le ha dado la vuelta, le ha dado la vuelta en los últimos rounds.
Pablo César Cano, yo creo que el que ahora no vaya por delante las puntuaciones es precisamente porque ha estado a expensas, lo que decíamos, que el guión lo está escribiendo Erik Morales, casi todo el guión de todo el combate. Y desde luego Pablo César Cano le tiene que quitar el ordenador.
En la fase intermedia había estado bien Cano, y él estaba cómodo y no ha sabido quizás darle respuesta al cambio de ritmo, que sobre todo en el octavo round, octavo y noveno, que le ha metido. Está francamente dañado, ¿eh?
Sí.
Otra derecha durísima por parte de Erik Morales. Está Kenny Bayless mirando a Pablo César Cano, porque está, a pesar de que está bien, o sea, está entero en el sentido de que, como ven, contragolpea, pero esto es la crónica de un final, ¿eh? Yo creo que tiene que intervenir porque está tremendamente, le está mirando Kenny Bayless.
No, sobre todo, vamos a ver, sobre todo por el cierre del ojo, exactamente, por el cierre del ojo.
No es por la sangre, claro, inmediatamente. No es por, es que fíjate cómo tiene los dos ojos prácticamente cerrados, sobre todo el izquierdo.
Sí.
No, yo creo que no va a poder continuar, va a subir el médico. Estamos en el 10º y esto solo puede empeorar, nada, vamos. Espero y deseo.
Bueno, pues dice que ok.
¿Pero cómo que ok?
Ni siquiera le ha hecho la típica prueba de enseñarle 2 dedos o 3 para ver si...
¿Pero que han llamado
al fontanero?
Pero no me lo puedo creer, de verdad. Es que luego es el doctor que viendo, estamos en el 10º round, es verdad, estamos diciendo que tiene respuestas, pero es que está dañado completamente. O sea,
tendría que haber una unificación de criterios,
es que de verdad, yo ahora empuja ahí y tal. Alguno dirá, hombre, también en la esquina, que está hasta su padre, pues podía haber... claro, pero...
Ahí...
Pero en fin, ellos sabrán. Estamos a punto de llegar al 10º round, al final del 10º round.
Sí, Morales está crecido. Yo creo, no sé si Cano va a tener posibilidades en los 2 asaltos que quedan de dar la vuelta al combate. Y aparte que yo no sé si ve por el ojo izquierdo. Ahí tendrá que venir el médico ahora otra vez. Sí, pero con mucha agua que le eche no creo yo que vaya...
Claro, hombre, menos mal. Hombre, menos mal, macho. Es que no, es un chaval. Ahí está la victoria. Fantástico para Erik Morales. Y yo creo que ya era una tontería prolongarla, porque estamos ya, que quedaban 2 horas. Y ahí es el peligro, Emilio.
Sí, no, y aparte el combate sobre todo que se lo había puesto cuesta arriba ya. Ya era difícil remontarlo.
Porque no, han sido ellos los que lo han parado, ¿eh?
Sí. Bueno, pues ahí está el hombre histórico, el primer mexicano en ganar pesos, el campeonato del mundo en 4 pesos.
Cómo va, y el otro casi, fíjate, es que esto es un palo sin contemplaciones. Una derecha, repite las 2 derechas, el público, ahí ya, claro, ahí ya no puede.
Muy crecido. ¿Cómo ha cambiado la pelea Erik Morales, la veteranía?
Fíjate, más abajo, ahí se había tapado bien, pero estaba ya roto por todos los lados.
Ya no precisaba bien Pablo César Cano, que antes le hemos visto que a la contra ha sido muy certero. Ya le vemos que ya no tiene precisión, no tiene profundidad en el campo de visión.
No.
Porque tiene un ojo cerrado.
Había quedado el médico, vamos, como un señor para mi gusto. Pues esta es la imagen, victorioso. Sí, señor, buena imagen para finalizar del gran Erik el Terrible Morales, que iba a interesarse por... Escuchamos la proclamación.
To another chapter in the ongoing history of a boxing legend as referee Kenny Bayless calls a halt to the bout between 10 and 11, the end of round 10, the winner by TKO victory. Now, once again, a world champion, damas y caballeros de la zona norte, Tijuana, México.